At the Lloyd Noble Center in a wonderful holiday-type environment. It'll be the Sooner super freshman Sahara Williams to jump center, and Alyssa Brown counters for the Lady Rebels. Oklahoma gets the first touch. This is Sahara Williams. Lexi Keys, and Williams will take this three to start the game. And rebounded by Alyssa Brown.
The Lady Rebels will push the ball out of their player-to-player defense and going right inside to their star.
Desi-Rae Young swivels to the backside and scores the first bucket.
Young is a talent. Watch her play. She can play in face-up, back to the basket, and is absolutely top-notch on the glass.
Sooners motion through. Lexi Keys and Sahara Williams out top. Nevaeh Tot with a three. It's good, and a quick 3-2 Sooner lead.
You know, Coach Baranczyk talked about what kind of practice Nevaeh has had this week and how she was playing well. Boy, we saw a great example of it there, Chad. It's going to be interesting to see if she's okay.
Desi-Rae Young again, and a 4-3 lead for the Lady Rebels. Desi-Rae Young, 3 times All Mountain West Conference, the Player of the Year 2 seasons ago. First Sooner turnover. There goes Jackson climbing to the bucket, and a 6-3 lead for UNLV.
Yeah, Jackson has great length. You can see it there on that penetration and finish.
Sahara Williams clears herself some space and drops one home to get the Sooners back within one.
Wow, Williams is strong. Repeatedly about how that's important to this team and to their transition game.
Ashley Scoggin drops home the mid-range.
Scoggin has a marvelous mid-range game. Has the ability to get in there, 2-foot stop, and finish.
8-5 Lady Rebels. Williams launches her second three and hits this one.
I tell you, they know they got to play transition defense because of this Oklahoma style, and they too want a rebound. So I think rebounding is going to be important, Chad.
I think you're right, partner.
Absolutely, and that's going to be a real challenge. All teams so far this year have struggled.
Here's Kiara Jackson. She was the Mountain West Conference 6th Player of the Year last season in a starting role and flourishing for Coach Lindy La Rocque.
Well, she really is. You know, she is great on the bounce, but that length is just so impressive when she gets in the basket area.
Nneka Obizaor off the mark there. She's returning from a knee injury a season ago. And look at Verhulst run the floor. What a connection that was. Verhulst stole the inbound pass. Her shot blocked by Brown. Yeah, Keys retrieves, rifles, and hits.
Oh, my. And you can see an example of it right there.
Man, back-to-back. Verhulst and Keys. Little backdoor slide. Scoggin off the mark. Obizaor pulls it away for the Lady Rebs. Back up goes Obizaor. No. She got another offensive rebound. Left hand, good with the bank shot.
Not fouling, but not good position for Oklahoma to rebound the basketball, and that's going to be so pivotal in this game.
Oklahoma with a 1-point lead. Van will launch, and she hits. Jackson back and forth, crashes into Tot, and she'll shoot a pair. Jerry Colin has a master's degree from this university here in Norman. She said this is the first time she's been back and having a good trip, reminiscing with some friendly faces.
And brought family. Her daughter Ellie's here, her husband Dan, her mother and father Bev and Al are both here. I think her sister's here. So they've got an entourage for this game.
And one of her assistants is Roman Owen, who was Sherry Cole's video coordinator from 2013 to 15 on the Sooner staff as well. Got to chat with him today. Landry Allen, the Sooner freshman, rotates into the lineup for Jenny Baranczyk as Young puts it on the deck. And a steal by Van. Van has Tot sprinting ahead to the rim and in.
Nevaeh went to a second gear.
This is Kimpson. Nice pass to Young, wide open for that.
In a position to finish, and Young's going to be in the right place at the right time an awful lot in this game. Oklahoma's going to have to be there as well.
8 points for Young. Lady Rebels transition. Jackson all the way to the bucket. Used her body to shield herself from Allen, but missed it.
Well, both these teams are comfortable with this up and down, trying to create outnumbered play and transition.
And they are getting some advantageous results. So she comes off the bench today, Dan. Why is it some players are just simply more comfortable with that?
You know, I think in a lot of cases, not physically, but mentally, she sees the game and she sees how she's going to impact it when she comes in.
Sees what the pace is going to be, what's my role, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Here she is from three. Good again, her second of the day.
This little experiment that Coach Baranchek's, having today, bringing her off the bench and see what that brings.
5 Sooner threes in the opening period and an 8-point lead. It was an 8-point lead, but Young's got it going. She's got a dozen.
Yeah, she had great little finish right there. Might have got away with the travel.
Tot back door. Tough shot, though. Difficult angle.
Yeah.
Kiara Jackson, the counterattack. She'll stop and pop the three. That's good.
Jackson's impressive. Just so many facets to her game. What a brilliant player she was coming off the bench last year and now just flourishing in the starting role.
Man, I think we need to catch our breath.
Yeah, we will. We'll take the break and be fresh when we come back.
About a 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock as Tot initiates. Couldn't work it into Van. Back to Van. Off the mark with that one, and the Lady Rebels will have about 4 seconds with which to get a shot away.
But you know what? In this game, 4 seconds can be a basket. I got no doubt.
And a basket could be the difference in the end.
Absolutely.
Scoggin tried to free herself from Tucker, and pretty solid defense there by Kennedy Tucker to close.
Oklahoma getting even more done at the three-point line.
Jenny Baranchek's team, a good bounce-back win over Grambling State in their last outing. This is one game in 13 days for her team, and she said it's been a good chance to help focus on Kirsten Johnson in attack mode there, but lost it. It bounced off of Young and picked up by Alyssa Brown. Beautiful hesitation by Scoggin. And the reach around from behind poked away by Raina Scott. She has a run out for a lay-in at the other end.
Last run in him may be the separator.
Here's Young showing off the range that she's developed, but that is off the mark. And Raina Scott, a good tough rebound. Bounce pass, and an extra one for Kirsten Johnson. Still working. It's a work in progress, but aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
Kirsten Johnson, this is...
Well, both these teams, the Lady Rebels, an excellent
shoulder surgery for Liz Scott. And we've seen all three of those post players in there. Very young. None of them had any more maturity than a sophomore. Look at Young cross the... Verhulst with a three. No. And the running rebound, Keys saves it, just flipped it over her head. Verhulst found a seam, crashed into Young, and an offense time this year. There's been a change. Now you can take a charge in what was the restricted area. It's just the cone, the cylinder under the bucket is the only place you can't be.
Very capable. And I think she has developed and understands leadership and wants it right on her back. She knows this is her time and place to lead this Lady Rebel team.
1 point Sooner lead. There's Keys underneath. What a pass. Big screen there from Brown. Obizaor a three. Missed everything. Last year as the Lady Rebels won the Mountain West Conference Championship for the second consecutive season. Nevaeh Tot has returned for Oklahoma. Peyton Verhulst, Lexi Keys back as well. Verhulst posting. Double team arrives, and the steal arrives from Young. Obizaor spins and scores, and it's a 1 point game.
Yeah, great footwork on that finish to the middle.
Youngstown State transfer. Had a knee injury a season ago, and she's coming back from an ACL injury that it just takes some time, but Obizaor looked pretty good on that previous trip.
Oh, did. Jackson has such a good tempo.
Peyton's Verhulst in there trying to be a little physical with Young. That's the third foul on the Sooners in this period. Obizaor slashes and gives UNLV a 1 point lead.
Yeah, well executed baseline out of bounds.
Here's Van drilling.
I thought this would be the feature game in the country today, and it's playing just like that.
That is on Aubrey Jones. First on Jones, and UNLV will be in the bonus on the next Oklahoma foul. So keep that in mind. Very good foul shooting team. That entry pass was just thrown out as Durazo Frescas tossed it over the arms of Jackson.
Yeah, Oklahoma will have to be judicious in their defense right now because you do not want to put this Lady Rebel team shooting about 80% to the foul line.
Williams off the mark. Van wrestling underneath for position, and they'll call the foul on Van as she was tangled up with Obizaor.
Yeah, you can see.
Maybe a little hook there, Dan?
I guess. You know, I mean, they had a better angle than I did.
You've learned that well over the. Now, is that what you would have said back in your coaching days? You know, you're right. You had a better angle
Absolutely
on that.
not.
No, absolutely not.
But now as a broadcaster, that's exactly what I say. You know, I so appreciate where my relationship ended up. I apologize for my younger years, but when it ended, I think I understood, you know, how hard their job is and really appreciated them.
Jones lets fly. No, there's Van retrieving and scoring.
I tell you, Van's strength today in so many plays has been apparent. Man, she's just inside, just so powerful.
13 points for Van, but Young. Aubrey Jones off. Durazo Frescas yanks it away.
Boy, both teams just very comfortable with pushing the pace at each other.
36 apiece, our fourth tie of the afternoon. Young posts and draws a quick double team.
Does.
Now they back off. It comes over again. Obizaor banks one home.
Well, you can see Young's development. That was not the first time she's been double teamed. She knew how to read it, space it, and then find the open player.
Lady Rebels on top, and the Sooners throw it away as Scott and Sahara Williams cannot connect.
Possibly a double team of size coming at them.
But they get it to Young quickly. Kirsten Johnson there, and Allen does come and block it, but a foul. She was good from the get-go as a Lady Rebel, the Mountain West, and adding all conference honors each of the last 2 years. What an afternoon.
Beautiful.
Aubrey Jones, no. And this volleyball back out top, chased down by Jackson. She'll sprint the other way. Durazo Frescas a three. And Allen corrals it for the Sooners.
You know, both teams getting good looks, not converting, but certainly playing the way they like to play.
Quick hit inside. Allen banks that one home.
For Allen, she's made a difference in this last substitution pattern. Her length inside, got on the glass. Beautiful finish in her post-up.
Sooners waiting to double team. And now Brown puts it on the deck all the way in for the bucket.
Moving closeout and able to go to her left hand for the finish.
Allen couldn't get the shot off. Johnson, that's a two, and it's good.
Who was going to separate in this last 2 minutes? You know, to go in with a little bit of a lead. It's certainly been a give and take type of half where both teams playing very well.
Backdoor cutting goes Jackson, blocked, but a foul. Trying to do it in different ways, though, with UNLV having Young out there.
Absolutely. With UNLV, the penetration point's a pass.
Shot clock closes in on 15. Kirsten Johnson all the way across and in with that left-handed runner.
Great spin on that left-handed finish. Excellent half-court basketball. Now Oklahoma looking at trying to get a stop here and going down only one.
Indeed, the shot clock is off as a very good first half will come to a close. In the hands of the Lady Rebels to close it. Jackson, a quick three. It's good. Raina Scott heaves it from half court, just off the mark, and the first half comes to a close. On the road, the Lady Rebels trying to stay unbeaten and move to 9-0.
Very proficient offensively, and you got to be in that next run, and you make sure you don't let their run get too long on you.
Just a little bit of foul trouble. Peyton Verhulst has two for Oklahoma, and Brown has two. She has the ball out high for UNLV. Lady Rebels trying to build upon a 4-point lead to start this second half. And they go right to Young. Nice handoff to Brown, but she couldn't finish.
Yeah, a little more congestion on Young there. You could see she saw a crowd around her.
Sahara Williams and the Sooners, they got that down court in light speed.
Boy, and they did, and they went to their version of going into the paint.
2-point game. This is Kiara Jackson off a Young screen. able to work her way in for the turnaround. Culleton pulls the rebound. Keys to Culleton, sprinting and tying it at 46.
You love the passing ability of Lexi, but how about Beatrice running the floor? Such an important factor.
Run and you shall be rewarded. Scoggin in that mid post to Young. 10 to shoot. Brown will. It's a three, and it's good. Alyssa Brown, just 4 of 16 from downtown this year. And back the other way, a foul. The foul was on Durazo Frescas. And we see Sahara Williams at the foul line, cashing in the first. The Sooners had that tough 2 games down in Fort Myers over the Thanksgiving break, and the reaction of Sahara Williams after their loss to Tennessee, and Jenny Baranchek super pleased with her freshman, just saying, we got to get a lot better. And Dan, they look better these last 2 games.
Oh, they do. Much more comfortable, but wow.
Young puts it right back up and in.
That's the thing about Young. This is a premier rebounder. So if you stop her from the catch and score, you also got to be invested in keeping her from rebounding.
She's made so many, there haven't been many rebounds.
No.
Here's Culleton against Brown, up and in. Here's Brown again. This one off the mark. 5th rebound for Sahara Williams. The Van Top was pretty quiet in the first half, trying to make noise, but that one rimmed out to Brown. A 3 by Scoggin is off the mark. Young, the retrieval and the putback, and she's got 25.
You're just seeing the length she has. You know, Keys in the play, but Young just too long.
Sahara from out of the corner, and it's a 1-point game.
Do you think these young players understand how great Cheryl Miller was? I mean, just unbelievable basketball player.
Can you imagine her in this day of social media?
Yeah.
Kirsten Johnson, and now Van has checked in for Oklahoma as well. She was sitting out when Culleton missed the free throw, and that'll be against Young on Desi-Rae Young. And that rimmed out for Kirsten Johnson. Tie game again. Defensive-minded here.
Yeah, and I applaud both teams for developing their bench, and especially in a game like this, you're seeing both teams really substitute freely, rely on their bench to continue their pattern of play.
Obizaor across and in.
When Young's out of the game, she's become a primary scoring option.
Van off the mark there. Loose ball. Kennedy Tucker is able to come out of the pack. Good screen by Van. Scott drops one home.
Continuing to play very solid play after play.
4 points for Raina Scott today. 3 rebounds as well. Brown with the dribble handoff for Scoggin. Nearly traveled, but got it to Swift.
Scoggin doing a great job of finishing on the move, that little floater.
Second bucket of the day for Ashley Scoggin, the Dallas, Oregon native. Van posting and scoring. What a day.
Went out and snatched it and then showed her the ability to finish with an angled.
15 for Van. Brown off the mark. Retrieved by Obizaor.
Giving them a presence in the interior with Young out of the game.
That's 14 points and 8 boards for Obizaor. And Raina Scott initiated. You want to talk about challenging. They've been on the road and won at both Ole Miss and Virginia. I mean, they are tested now.
Oh, there's no question. And then you're jumping into a North Carolina team with this job. And again, a top 25 team. But I love that. I love that Jenny challenges her team and learns about her team going into the Big 12. Because I think it pays dividends. Sherry Cole did that. And now Coach Baranchek has continued to do that with this Oklahoma team.
And if her team could pull out a win today, it would be her 250th as a head coach.
Yeah. And talking about Coach Cole, who Coach La Rocque that we're watching with this UNLV team was mentored, played at Stanford for Tara Vanderveer, and then had Sherry Cole in her coaching tree. I'm telling you what, it doesn't get much better than that.
Kirsten Johnson missing underneath for the Sooners. 3-point lead for the Lady Rebels. Under 4 to play in the third. Young Backs down Johnson, off balance, and a whistle outside, a foul call.
We'll have the advantage of a second look here. I guess that's lower body. Lower body officials. You know what? I'm learning the officials got a better view.
This is the largest lead of the game for the Lady Rebels. 5 points on the 2 free throws by Young.
Yeah, and you've got both teams playing well, in my opinion. It's certainly good basketball from the standpoint of not throwing it around or turning it all over.
Lexi Keys off the mark, and Young up to grab her 6th rebound of the day. Now Young providing the screen for Scoggin. Tipped away by Peyton Verhulst, who's back in with 2 fouls.
Good defense by Peyton.
A Keys 3. That's good. Jackson at the controls. She has a 4-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, and she can score it as well. And Jackson now has 11. 3rd Lady Rebel in double figures. Sahara Williams over the top of Brown that time.
Beautiful, beautiful pin inside. Left-handed finish. Sahara is really coming out this second half playing well.
Nice dive along the baseline for Lott to convert.
But to play this error-free, that is a great sign for your offensive proficiency. We're talking about offensive proficiency. How about Skylar?
She has had it today. Skylar Van back in there and making it a 2-point game. But the Rebels with the quick answer from Jackson again.
Yeah, Jackson continues to be a steadying influence time and time again with her ball handling and finishing ability.
About 4 seconds of difference between the shot clock and the game clock here to close out the third. Ten to shoot. Van Brown got a hand up that time. Great pass out of the post, but Van is off the mark, and it's out of bounds.
Great ball movements, inside out, all the types of things, that we're seeing on display here today.
Amarachi Kimpson in for the first time in the second half, replaces Jackson. Just trying to make sure Jackson doesn't pick up her 3rd foul. 5 seconds left. Sprinting goes Kimpson, and she deposits it. End-to-end bucket for the Lady Rebels, who have their largest lead.
Yeah, and this has been a back-and-forth affair. Very well played offensively in so many ways. What will the 4th quarter bring?
We saw Kimpson hit that runner at the buzzer for UNLV. She starts the 4th quarter for the Lady Rebels, and that's going to be an illegal screen. Sooners get a shot from top that's way off the mark. Van stepped out of bounds as she went up to get the basketball. Investing in hardwood. I like that.
Thank you.
Young trying to get free from Culleton, banks it home. 1 shy of a career high. She has 29.
There we go. But talk about Oklahoma. Oh, I'm afraid that hand's going to take her out of the play.
And Peyton Verhulst is back in for Oklahoma. Remember, she has 3.
I think she's coming good, but that arm out and extended. But it looks like both teams trying to get a little footing here for consistency in the 4th quarter, and that's somehow how times a game goes. They've been so effective for 3.
Lane opens, and Jackson takes advantage. 10-point UNLV lead.
Jackson's so kind of steady and gets into areas with length and can finish.
So the Sooners forced to burn a timeout here, facing their largest deficit of the day. And an Oklahoma turnover out of the timeout. UNLV with the chance to go up a dozen or more. Nevaeh Todd a hand in the passing lane. Young very slow to get up.
Nevaeh gets a deflection here. It looks often to me as 2 players going for the basketball.
What this UNLV team has, a lot of experience.
Yep.
Conference championship wins, NCAA tournament trips.
Yep.
And Young is right in the middle of that. As is Kiara Jackson, who handles it out front. Young gives Jackson the screen. This 3 by Lott is good, and the lead swells to 13 with an 11-0 run.
Good execution.
Aubrey Jones, she's Oklahoma's leading scorer. That one is no good. Aubrey Jones just 2 points, but Sahara Williams there with her 9th rebound and now 15 points.
Sahara continues to excel in the second half.
That stops a 13-0 run by the Lady Rebels. Young tied up in there.
11 points, but it seems like so much more the way this game's been back and forth.
Williams from Van. She backs her way in. Can't drop it home. Van back up and in, though. 9-point game, 6 minutes left. Young and Jackson trying to work a little screen and roll, and Jackson.
So steady, so timely. There, time and time again in this game.
Van strong with that one. Sahara Williams, triple team, tied up.
Full court now, trying to speed up this Lady Rebel team.
Here's steal by Williams, but Jackson takes it in. A three by Durazo Frescas, no good. Back up and fouled is Brown. She'll shoot a pair. With Kiara Jackson, she said she's just gotten better and better, was off the bench as the Mountain West had a career-high 21 points.
And she's showing it here and just growing. Oh.
That'll be a foul on Young, wrestling inside with Van.
Yep.
That is 4 on Young.
I missed one. That's a key. That's a key. Let's see if Oklahoma can take advantage.
So Young has to go to the bench with 4 fouls, 5:14 to play, and UNLV up by 12. Verhulst, only 2 points for her today. Aubrey Jones also has only 2. Scoggin got a piece of that shot. The Sooners haven't been able to get many looks for Aubrey Jones, who comes off the bench but is Oklahoma's leading scorer. Just 2 points for her today. And she has not made a 3. 0 for 4 from downtown. 10 to shoot here. Jackson. Brown bangs into Verhulst but missed it. Reset. Brown with a 3. It's good.
The Lady Rebels taking advantage of an offensive rebound, one of the most opportune times to shoot the 3.
They have equaled their largest lead. A quick 3-point play opportunity for Skylar Van the other way. This is still possible for them.
Yeah, probably the key is going to be defensively. Can they play out of their defense? So it's going to need to be stops, turnovers, rebounds, and runs.
Sooners leaving a few at the foul line today. Just 5 of 11 at the stripe.
Exactly.
13-point lead. Jackson bangs her way down and picks up a foul. Kennedy Tucker got her.
But you got to give Jackson a lot of credit. She has facilitated this second half masterfully from the guard position.
Jackson from the foul line now 3 of 4 on the day. 14-point lead for the Lady Rebels. And that'll be an offensive foul. Just trying to work for space. 8 to shoot in the hands of Jackson. Screen and roll with Young. There's Brown on the baseline. And Skylar Van collecting her 8th rebound to go with 21 points. Man, she's been so big in big games for Oklahoma.
Always has been, you know, a prime-time player and showing it right there. She's been impressive. There's no question this player is going to be talked about, you know, with basketball long beyond UNLV.
And how about that for her? New career high on her first made 3 of the day. 32 for Young. Lexi Keys with a 3. And Oklahoma just having difficulty since that opening quarter when they made 5 threes. They've only made 3 since. And a run out, lay in on the backside by Lott. That may be the icing on the cake for UNLV, Dan.
Yeah, 2 good teams today. You know, UNLV going to be moving on.
UNLV closing this one out. It was that run from the end of the 3rd to beginning of the 4th that did it for the Lady Rebels. 3 Lady Rebels in double figures today. Of course, Young with the new career high, 32. Lott has come off the bench and made some pretty critical shots, including a 3.
Skylar Van was just exceptional today. Coming back off the bench, she really had presence in this basketball game. And this is a game that both teams are going to learn some things from. But no question, these are two of the finest teams in the country. And I got a feeling come March, you're going to see both of them dancing.
Sooner turnover with 10 seconds remaining. And you think about all that the UNLV community has been through this week, and this basketball team as well. An amazing performance. And once again, we send our condolences to all of the victims, their families, and the UNLV community.
Absolutely.
But a huge road win today for the Lady Rebels, who improved to 9-0. Back-to-back wins over Power 5 programs as they drop the Sooners to 6-3.